Well, welcome to the Town Square Podcast. This is episode, I believe, 66, and today we are joined by Elder J.B. Brockman, the chairman of the Political and Civic Action Committee of the Conyers-Covington Alumni Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi.
Yes.
Kappa Alpha Psi Incorporated.
Yes, absolutely.
I
Got to
got
get
it
that
right.
right.
I got it right.
We've heard a lot of different things, but got to get that psi in there. Yes, sir.
Oh, Elder Brockman, it is so great to have you on the podcast.
Yes.
Just to kind of let our viewers and our listeners know, I ran across you because I attended one of the Kappa Koffeehouse events, which we're going to really dig into in just a minute.
We are.
But it was a town hall event. It was, I think it was last March, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And it was for, the political candidates that were running for office at the time.
Yes.
And I was so impressed with the way the event was run, the way that and you were kind of, I guess, the MC.
Yes, sir. Yes.
The MC of the event, and
yes, sir.
I just thought, man, our community is lacking this kind of event, especially centered around politics and civic action. So,
yes, sir.
Anyway, I was like, I can't wait to get you on this podcast so you can share all about, the Kappas, the Kappa Koffeehouse, and all that.
Yes,
but let's just start.
Sure.
But let's get to know you a little better. Now, how did you come about into the Covington Conyers area, and how'd you get involved with Kappa Alpha Psi?
Yes.
This episode is brought to you by Main Street Land and Properties. Main Street Land and Properties is your trusted partner for all real estate needs, specializing in commercial and residential property management, brokerage services, real estate development, and construction management. As both a real estate developer and broker, Main Street provides expert guidance in commercial real estate sales while fostering growth within our community. Their comprehensive approach ensures a seamless experience whether you're buying, selling, investing, or managing property. Main Street Land and Properties is more than a real estate company. They are a one-stop destination dedicated to building stronger communities and lasting partnerships. Stop by and see them at 2141 Emory Street Northwest in Covington. That's 2141 Emory Street Northwest in Covington, or visit them on the web, mslap.com. That's mslap.com. Huge thanks to the good people over at Main Street Land and Properties for sponsoring this episode.
Yes. Well, actually, my journey dates back 45 years. My journey into Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. I attended Benedict College in Columbia, South Carolina. It's a small liberal arts college, HBCU school. And I saw these young men on campus that were doing community service. They were leaders in their respective fields, in the athletics, in student government. They were achievers in their academic, scores. And I was just so drawn to, their charisma. They were well-respected gentlemen, always doing things to help students around the campus. And I thought, wow, what a great group of young men, right? I said, I think I could lend my little talents to that organization and see what we can do together as a team, right? So that's how my journey started into Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. The fraternity's motto is achievement in every field of human endeavor. And I certainly was drawn to those young men on that campus at Benedict College back in spring 80.
1980.
Yes, 1980.
Okay.
Yes,
all right. Well, I've been around the Columbia area a little bit. I know it's a nice area.
Yes, sir.
You were up in God's country, weren't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, I know every time I have referenced you, and even I see on your name tag says Elder. Now, is that a church title, or is that like where do you come about this name Elder?
Sure. I get asked that question all the time. As a matter of fact, I am in ministry.
Okay.
I received Jesus Christ, fully committed my life to Christ in 1986. Of course, I was baptized as a young man. but fully committed my life to Christ in 1986. Then I was called to the ministry in 1989.
Okay.
And I was a licensed ordained minister in 1993.
All
And
right.
then from there, I was ordained as an elder in August of 2023.
Okay.
So no, it's not a nickname or anything like that. I am an official member of clergy, ordained minister, elder in my church. And just so you know, most people may or may not know that, but an elder in the church is more like a spiritual leader,
Right.
someone who provides oversight and guidance by providing teaching and praying and pastoral care, resolving disputes, just being a good support for the pastor
Right.
to carry out assigned duties, homegoings and funerals, those types of things would fall up under my authority. And of course, as an altar leader in my church, I direct a team of individuals who come down to pray for people who respond to the altar call each Sunday as well.
Now, is that in Rockdale, you said?
Yes. I am. My church that I attend is Victorious Life Church,
Right.
and it's in Rockdale County in Conyers.
Gotcha.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Right there behind the post office off of 138.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
not too far from the old movie theater.
Yes, that is correct.
Oh man, well that's great. And as a fellow minister of the gospel, I appreciate it.
Amen.
The co-laboring work that we do together.
Amen. Amen.
So you said you've been a part of Kappa Alpha Psi now since 1980, right?
Yes.
You said so.
Absolutely.
That's been quite a while.
Yes.
So help me out with this. I'm not super familiar with how the Black fraternity system works.
Sure.
All right. Now, what has drawn me though to the way in which the fraternity system works and sorority system works, because I've got a good friend, Miss Shaquila Henderson Baker.
Yes.
She's the vice chair of the Board of Education,
Right.
and she is part of her. No, I'm gonna get in trouble for not remembering the name. It's the green. It's the green
Don't
and
get
pink.
in trouble.
It's the green and pink.
Pink and green, the AKAs.
Yes,
Alpha,
the
Kappa,
AKAs.
Alpha. Yes.
Yeah, and she is very engaged with her sorority. But I think that's what I love the most about the way the HBCU and the way you guys' fraternal system works is it's not just 4 years of college and you're done.
Oh
No,
no,
you
absolutely.
You are
No,
a brother
sir.
for life, right? Like this
You are.
And so you guys have started. Well, you can tell me when, maybe 2011 or so?
Yeah, the Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated was founded January 5th, 1911
Originally,
at
okay.
Indiana University in Bloomington, Indiana.
Okay.
Is where the organization was founded.
Got
Yes.
you. All right. So that's
Yes.
where the fraternity begins.
Yes,
And then it
that's where it
spreads
begins.
into colleges across the United States.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have over 150,000 members.
150,000?
Plus members. And we have over 700 undergraduate chapters literally in every continental city within the United States, literally.
700. Yeah, that's a
700.
lot of schools.
Absolutely. And it's probably still growing.
Wow.
Yeah, and membership, I'm sure it has surpassed 150,000 since the last time we checked, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's crazy. And so
Absolutely.
it's not just the school years, though. So once you get out, then you become a part of
The alumni chapter.
Alumni chapter.
Absolutely.
And so that's what you guys started in 2011.
Yes.
The Conyers-Covington Alumni chapter. We might refer to that to the CCAC
Yes,
just for short.
absolutely. Yes.
But the
CCAC.
Conyers-Covington
Yes,
Alumni
sir.
chapter.
Yes.
So it's as far as that goes, what do y'all do? Like, what do you do now once you're out of school and but you're still this fraternity? So what
Right.
does the fraternity do?
Well, I mean, the mission of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated is achievement in every field of human endeavor.
Okay.
And that is supported by the 5 core objectives. And if we break it down, those objectives are to unite college men of culture, patriotism, and honor,
Okay.
to encourage honorable achievement,
Uh-huh.
to promote the spiritual, social, intellectual, and moral welfare of its members, and to assist the aims of colleges and universities, and to inspire service in the public interest. So the mission is bottom line, it's all about achievement
I see that.
in
Yeah.
every field of human endeavor. That is our motto as an organization.
Mhm.
And that's what really drew me,
Mhm.
right? I always felt like, give me E for effort. I love to try to put my hands to the plow, right? And I'm thinking, wow, these guys are really, really about achieving. We're achieving in our communities. We're thriving. We're trying to give back to the communities. And so when I look at that motto, achievement, it really, really resonated with me. It really resonated.
So it wasn't just a club to have a party.
Yeah, no. And I think that's what the misconception is
Sure, yeah.
about fraternities. Sometimes they see only what they see on the undergraduate level, which may, highlight more about the parties and those kinds of things. And it's okay to be social and have a good time, right? But we have to remember that the organizations were not founded on party, right? There's a mission, there's a purpose, there's a goal.
Yeah.
And so, I choose to want to put more emphasis on what the organization actually stands for. And I would really like to see more public exposure talking about what we really stand for as an organization.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
very important to me.
And one of the reasons, wanted to have, kind of give you this platform, we've got thousands of folks who watch this in Newton County and in Rockdale County, and just wanted people to be aware that not like the fraternity exists, certainly. Like, this exists, but more about that achievement for every field of human endeavor.
Absolutely.
How do you see? So I'm sure your members. So like the alumni chapter.
Yes.
How many members? Do you have an idea how many folks are in that?
Sure do. Our alumni chapter here at the Conyers-Covington alumni chapter, we're about maybe like 45 members.
Okay.
And of course, we've been around since 2011. But our members are very, very productive members of the society.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I'm.
I mean, I'm a minister, so we have pastors, preachers. In our organization, we have judges. That are judges in our communities.
Okay.
We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have dentists, we have superintendents,
All
right?
Yeah.
Educators, principals. We have college presidents. So even in just our little core group of 45, it's power packed.
Right.
I mean, we are power packed.
Achievement.
Right.
At the high level.
Achievement in every field of human endeavor. So yes, sir.
But it's not just achievement. You're naming like high achievement.
Absolutely.
Is that a requirement to be in this fraternity?
If you're going to be a member of our fraternity, the first thing we want to know is what have you given back to the community?
Okay.
What areas have you served in? Most of the men who join our organization are already walking in achievement, right? What we do is we take that achievement, we cultivate it, we take your leadership skills and we help get you more developed. With our Kappa League program, for example, we have a lot of young men who are in our Youth Boys Mentoring program, and sometimes they may want to become Kappas, right? And we try to provide that good example for not only our youth, but for any men in the community who want to be a part of our organization. And also, let me make this note. We are our organization has never discriminated against any race of men who want to be members of our organization.
Okay.
And it's been that way since its inception, right? And we have various races within our organization, even though it started as a predominantly African American organization, but we welcome all races into our organization.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, this may be a dumb question, but would you need to have been a member in college in order to be a part of the alumni chapter? I guess you would.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is a good question.
Okay.
One of the requirements to join our fraternity is you have to have a 4-year college degree in order to be a part of an alumni chapter. So unfortunately, if you don't have that 4-year college degree, that's a requirement to become a part of the alumni chapter. You have to have that degree.
Just one more part of high achievement, right?
High achievement at its best.
The bar is set high if you're in the
It is.
Kappa.
It is. I had a young man stop me one time. He said, "Where can I get one of those red jackets from?" I said, "Whoa, wait a minute now." I said, "Not just anybody can just put this jacket on, sir."
When I'm talking to my friend Shaquila, she teases me because I don't know
Yes,
the rules and
absolutely.
regulations, and there's certain things you do and you can't do. And
Yes,
she would tell
absolutely.
me whenever you say the name of the organization, you always have to say the entire name of the organization,
Absolutely.
incorporated, right?
You can't leave anything out. Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Let's not forget the incorporation part.
Well,
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you some more things then around that, like the kind of the protocol of the organization. Now,
Yeah.
when I was at the event that I was attending, you guys have the guy. I don't. And again, please no
Not a
disrespect.
problem. Yes,
But
sir.
so there's the guy who's in charge of the whole thing, the whole alumni chapter, and he's called.
Yes.
I'm gonna spell it, and you tell me how to say it.
Yes.
Polemarch.
Yes.
How do you say
absolutely.
that?
Pole mark.
Pole mark. Okay, a pole mark. And what is a pole mark?
Yes, we get asked that question a lot because our organization, in other words, every business organization will have a head,
Mhm.
right? And most of the time, it's commonly referred to as president,
Right.
right?
Right.
President of the college,
Sure.
president of an organization. So in Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, so that we can have our own distinguished
Mhm.
name for our leaders within our organization, we just, pole mark is just our way, is our name for president.
Okay.
All right. So it's just, it's what we call our president.
Okay. Well,
Absolutely.
all right. So I spent a little bit of time in seminary,
Yes.
and I think it's very similar to a Greek word that would mean like the war chief, right?
Yes.
Like, so I guess
Yes.
it's very similar. Just
Absolutely.
the guy who's in charge,
The
right?
guy who's in charge, the buck stops there.
And I'm guessing with the
Yeah.
pole mark, you don't just walk into that position, do you?
No. You certainly do not walk into it. It is an elected position within our organization.
Okay.
Right. But no, it takes years of planning, demonstrating leadership abilities in other
Mhm.
areas within the organization before you can attain to having that type of position.
Mhm.
But it is a very, very, very esteemed position
would
in
think
our
so.
organization.
Mhm.
And of course, our pole mark is Brother Derek Carson.
Okay.
He's our new pole mark this year. He's doing a wonderful job of leading us. His theme for our fraternal year is all in, all year. And I love that.
All in,
I'm
all
thinking
year.
we were always, the political committee is always all in. It's all year. As a matter of fact, we're year round, but that's his theme for our organization. And I think he's doing a wonderful job
Yeah.
of leading us.
All in, all year.
All in, all year.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
For another ignorant question, and again, no disrespect,
Yes,
but I've got
yes.
one of my best friends in the world, Principal Gregory Brown, Dr. Gregory Brown
Yes.
at Herd Mixon Elementary School.
Right.
He is a Kappa,
Okay.
and he says you guys are called noops.
Yes.
Noops. Now,
Yes.
I know I'm
yes.
probably not supposed to use that phrase because I'm not one, but maybe you could give us just like
a little history
Yeah,
about
what is-
how
what
that
is
name
that?
came about.
right.
That's always a good question. You'll hear our fraternity be referred to as the fraternity is so nice. It was so good. It was named twice, right? We hear those kinds of things, but it really goes back to our history.
Okay.
The fraternity was founded January 5th, 1911, and it was founded as Kappa Alpha Nu.
Oh,
In
okay.
you. And then the name changed to Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated in 1915,
Okay.
right? So
Mhm.
that's where you get the two names that it was derived from. And then so the Noops was just kind of referred from our original name
Uh-huh.
to kind of give us a reference to that original name. And that's how we derived the word Noops, which
Gotcha.
is another way of saying a Kappa,
Uh-huh.
but a Kappa is also a Noop.
Right.
But that's the history on where the Noops came from.
Gotcha. So
Yes, sir.
every Kappa's a Noop, every Noop is a Kappa.
Yes,
There's no okay.
absolutely.
No differentiation.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the civic engagement, the part
Sure.
in which you're the chairman. You're the chairman of the
Yes.
Political and Civic Action Committee.
Absolutely.
This is where I found out about you guys through the
Yes.
Coffeehouse.
Yes, sir.
What is it that your Political and Civic Action Committee, what are
Sure.
you guys trying to accomplish?
Well, I mean, I love this committee because, when I first joined the chapter in 2020, the current poll mark, Dr. Robert H. Hughes, he says, I've got the perfect place for you to serve. And I was like, what? He says, we need a chairman over our political committee. I'm like, you're kidding me. I'm thinking, that's right down my alley, right? And so, boy, was that a great place for me to serve. But the purpose of the political committee is to, we're trying to initiate educational conversations, right? That can strengthen community relationships.
Okay.
To the coordination of engagement. We want to be a resource. We want to service the actions focused on developing and enhancing neighborhoods, strengthening our neighborhoods, so that it's for the benefit of the public by using, our Kappa Koffeehouse Forum town hall meetings, right? And we'll talk a little bit more about what the Kappa Coffeehouse forums entail. But that's the purpose of the committee. And then the civic engagement part is important because it allows us as an organization to know exactly what's going on in the community. In other words, we'll show up at community meetings all over. It could be political, it could be civic, whatever that meeting is. Our members are always present because we want to hear. We want to hear and know what's going on because we have constituents that follow us, right?
Right.
They depend on us to be a resource, to provide accurate information. So our job is to do what? Inform, educate, and engage with the citizens. So I'm classified, or our group is classified more as boots on the ground type guy. We're the kind of person that's going to have the citizens' ear. Right? They're gonna confide things in us. They're gonna ask us questions. What do we think about that? What is our opinion on this? So when people call me, they know that I'm a boots on the ground type guy.
Yeah.
And a boots on the ground type guy is somebody who has the ear of the citizen.
And then a trusted organization, right?
Absolutely.
So if you're boots on the ground and you're listening to what the community has to say, and then if the community then goes, well, what do you think? What and you go, well, I have the backing of this organization, so what we say has some credibility, some fidelity to it.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
great.
This episode of the Town Square Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Rapid Tax Services in Covington.
For more than 20 years, I've trusted Casey Duran, the owner of Rapid Tax Services, to handle my income taxes. Now, I'll tell you, Casey has the kind of people skills you don't always find in a numbers guy. He's honest, he's got integrity, and he and his team make tax prep fast, affordable, and stress-free. As we like to say in the South, Casey is just good people.
Yeah, so Rapid Tax Services has been voted best in Rockdale and Newton several years in a row, and it's easy to see why. Trey, I mean, they're conveniently located right on the square in Covington, and their interactive website is loaded with worksheets, checklists, helpful documents, you name it, to make your tax prep even easier.
Right. I mean, who has time to worry about ever-changing tax laws?
I know I don't.
I trust Casey and his team to get the job done and to get me the maximum refund possible.
Absolutely. So this year, don't go it alone. Call Casey and the team at Rapid Tax Services at 678-658-8601. Catch that? I'll say it again, 678-658-8601, or visit them online at taxpreprts.com.
Absolutely. One of the things I would like to add is that we are a nonpartisan organization.
Right.
So we do not have any party affiliation. We do not endorse a candidate. All right. We will engage with those candidates, but as an organization, we don't endorse any particular candidates, nor do we have any political affiliation. So it's strictly nonpartisan, which puts us in a good position to be able to have the citizens' ear, because we want to welcome all parties to come. If you're an independent, if you're a Republican, if you're a Democrat, you are welcome to come to our forums because we want the citizens to be able to get a well-rounded message from anyone who has a message that they want to deliver. And we use our forums as that means.
Yeah. And that's where I think if anyone's seen the flyers before, they've seen something online about the Kappa Koffeehouse. And look, I'm gonna be honest. My confession to you is I thought, oh, this is a black fraternity. Therefore, equals to. I thought, oh, well, this will be a democratic. And look, that's just my ignorance.
Yes.
And so when I was surprised, pleasantly surprised, when I got to the event to hear how non-biased it was. I mean, it was the tact in which you used as kind of the MC of the event.
Absolutely.
The tact that you would use with either participant. You know, I think at that one we had it was a very not controversial, but a very
the sheriff.
Yes, the sheriff race
for Newton County.
Right.
Yes,
and
sir.
It had gotten a bit contentious, you know, with
Yes.
some of the things people were saying online. And so I was very interested to see that.
Mhm.
And you were quick to go, all right, now look, you know, with all due respect,
Bring it
Sheriff,
back in.
hey, that's not what the question was, and that's
Right.
not what. And I was just like, wow, this is not at all a political activism, right?
Yes.
They weren't like you were saying,
Mhm.
hey guys, you did not lead in any regards. I'm saying
Absolutely.
to either party,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I thought we need more of this.
We're
We
very,
need more
very,
of
very
this.
fair in how we go about doing this. And a lot of times, another misconception about our Kappa Koffeehouse Forum town hall meetings is people will refer to it as a debate.
Right. And
Right?
It's not a debate.
We've heard that before. And I'll say, no, let me correct you.
Yeah.
This is not a debate.
Uh-huh.
What this is an intimate sit-down meeting in a nonpartisan environment. It's non-combative, where issues take center stage instead of candidates attacking one another. And citizens can get answers in real time by engaging directly with the candidates themselves. And it's a platform for the candidates to present their vision
Right.
to the community. What is your vision for the community? This is the perfect place for you to present that.
Yes.
And so when we refer to our guest panelists who are candidates, we refer to them as guest panelists.
Right.
We want their answers to be directed toward the audience. You know, you're not answering the question for your opponent.
Right.
You're answering the question for the citizens who came to hear what your vision is for their county.
Yes.
So direct your answer to them.
Right. And that's where I would see you redirect. And I thought, this is beautiful. Like it never was allowed to be a debate.
Well, you know, let me say this. When we started putting on these nonpartisan events, Mr. Bailey, we were told there's no way you're going to be able to pull this off. I'm telling you.
Really?
We had some naysayers. Yes, we did. What are you guys doing? This is not going to work. You've got all these candidates in this one room in Rockdale County in the spring of 2024. We had 24 candidates, the largest town hall meeting in the history of Rockdale County. People wrapped around the building to get in, right? We had to turn people away, right? And we were told there's no way you guys can pull this off. Of course, I let it roll off my shoulders. It went in one ear and fell out the other. I'm like, you don't understand what our mandate is.
That's right.
In Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. We are achievers in every field of human endeavor. Oh, no. Not only are we going to pull this off, but we're going to do it well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I love it. And then, as you were saying, the candidates, they don't argue back and forth. They answer the question, whatever the
Absolutely.
The question would be about whatever topic at the time.
Absolutely.
And whatever their policy, their platform might be for that. And there was even an opportunity where I could write a question. Like I could write a question down.
You sure
and it was given to the proctor or whoever,
the usher,
and he was able to, or then given to the what's the guy who leads the thing?
We call it our CCAC panelists.
The panelists. And
yes,
so then
the ones
they're able
asking the question of the candidates.
Right.
Yes.
And it was great because I could get my question answered right there by the person.
Right.
And they didn't answer it to the other, the other candidate. They were answering it to me.
Absolutely.
So I loved it. And all right, so we're coming into 2020. 2026 is going to be a blockbuster of a political season.
Yes.
Do you guys already have some?
Wow.
Some town halls planned? Or
yes, I'm so glad you asked about that. We have, like I said, I've been the chairman of this committee for 5 years. This is my 5th year. And we have become the go-to premier group for quality town hall meetings in the community. That's what we're known for. It has grown like wildfire. People are catching on. We're trying to educate and inform, make sure people know who we are. When people come, they bring 10 more people with them for the next town hall meeting. So we have been asked to look at the governor's race, right? For a town hall meeting.
Wow.
I feel that we are fully capable of hosting a Meet the Candidates night for the governor candidates. Of course, we're in the exploratory phase of that now, so nothing has been decided.
Sure.
Of course, we have other Kappa chapters in the metropolitan Atlanta area, all strategically placed throughout the community. So if we were to do something like that, it would be, we would,
like a combined effort.
Combined effort, with all the other group organizations. But we have been asked about that, and I was just so honored that someone would think that we would be capable of pulling something like that off. Certainly, of course, I do feel that we can.
I know you can.
But we would certainly work in with our combined group effort in order to do something like that. But so far it's just exploratory. But but stay tuned, something is coming.
Sure, I'm sure it is. And even on the more local level, we've got both a House of Representatives seat open. We've got a Senate seat open.
Yeah,
both of those districts cover maybe not Rockdale, but Newton and the surrounding areas. So, I mean, I'd really look forward to seeing what comes out of the Kappa Koffeehouses next year.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to have something planned, that's for sure.
Now, if people wanted to keep up with that and get maybe, do you guys have a newsletter or a website or?
Well, yes, I'm glad you asked that question. The newsletter, we're working on developing a newsletter. I think that we're at the point now where that's it's on our future item list. But we have been asked many times about a newsletter, so that's future. It's coming. Of course, to keep up with us, you can go to our website. You can go to www.ccacnoops.org, and you can just click on programs and initiatives, and Kappa Koffeehouse tab will come right up. And we're always posting information there about what's forthcoming, what's up and coming with us, because we get tons of emails and text messages all the time wanting to know, when is the next Kappa Koffeehouse forum? When is the next one? Are you coming back? We want you to do a follow-up. Like we had a town hall meeting in Newton County, and it was community safety and mental health.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Right. And the citizens, had an appetite for that. We had did a previous forum in Rockdale County, I think the previous year. It was community safety, where we had the law enforcement come in like we did for Newton County. But we had an emphasis on domestic violence, because that was something that the citizens in Rockdale wanted to hear about. But Newton was a little different. They wanted to hear a little bit more about the mental health. And we've been asked several times, is there a follow-up meeting to the mental health and the community safety? So we're trying to balance, in our organization, how we can come back and do follow-up meetings as well.
Yeah, that's great. And I guess we should probably let people know this is pro bono, right? This is not like y'all. This is not your job.
No, absolutely not.
This is your service to the community.
People think it's like you do. You know what? I get asked all the time. It's like, do you watch politics and drink coffee and talk politics and watch politics on TV all day, right? Well, no, not exactly, but that's what people think about me. They think that's what I do all day, is that I watch politics and I drink coffee and talk politics all day long.
But that's not it, huh?
No.
Well, you all in all year. So
I guess so. One of the brothers, he said, "Did you put Kappa Koffeehouse on the shelf for the summer?" I'm like, no, noob. It stayed in my back pocket. I don't think I ever put it on the shelf.
You getting me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, let's talk about the alumni chapter for just a second.
Yes, sir.
Because you did bring up mentoring.
Yes.
And that's something that seems to be a big priority for the
structure
for the alumni group. Now,
Yes,
I know that's
absolutely.
while it's not exactly your territory. That's not you're not the chairman of that
Absolutely.
area.
We
But
have a director over our mentoring program. Yes,
okay,
sir.
so you have a mentoring program.
Yes.
You got the political activism group that you're
Yes,
part of, or
absolutely.
not
Political
activism.
group. You can say the
Yes.
political group. Yeah.
And then there's a couple more. You have a couple more.
Yes, we do.
Okay,
We do.
what else you got
Yeah,
going
let's
on?
talk about the Conyers-Covington alumni chapter for just a quick
Okay.
minute. You know, we are committed to making meaningful impact
Mm-hmm.
in Rockdale and Newton County, right? You know, and we do that impact through mentoring.
Mm-hmm.
We do it through civic engagement, through the Kappa Koffeehouse forums, which
Right.
we've been talking about. And we do that through community service as well.
Okay.
So when you look at our Conyers-Covington alumni chapter, and, you know, our mission is obviously, you know, strategic.
Mm-hmm.
We want to empower the youth.
Mm-hmm.
We want to strengthen community bonds. I think we talked a little bit about
Right.
that. And we want to inspire, right? Responsible citizenship by leading programs that's going to do what? It's going to do something, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's some benefits. What we want to do is uplift.
Mm-hmm.
We want to educate. We want to connect. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
sounds like I'm preaching. All right. And we want to be a resource to the
Okay.
community.
Right.
So those programs will encompass, obviously, the Kappa Koffeehouse forums, all right, which includes the town hall meetings.
Mm-hmm.
We have our Guide Right program, which encompasses our Kappa League. It's our youth boys mentoring program, ages 6 to 22.
Okay.
All right. Then we have senior citizen involvement. We have a
Really?
group that works with the city of Covington's Mayor's Walk. You know, we
Yeah.
will participate in that walk by passing out bottled water to the participants in that walk. We'll go over to Turner Lake Recreational Center. They will have senior day and senior programs with the senior citizens. So we have a senior citizens committee that will go and assist and provide any kind of assistance and help with those type programs. And then, you know, we have, a health and wellness committee where we're promoting, you know, good health. You know, I go to the gym and work out 5 days a week.
I can
We
tell.
just had our, thank you, sir. We just had our inaugural 5K run this past spring in Rockdale County. So we're always promoting health and wellness. And, you know, we're always looking at doing participating with local colleges where we can do prostate screenings for men, you know, when it comes to health and those kinds of things. And community service, right? We have a community service committee that does all types of things with coordinating with the community on like food drives and food drive-through pantries where they're providing food for the needy in the community and those kinds of things. So between all of those initiatives, we stay pretty busy.
I'm telling you, that is.
We are a busy organization.
For 45 guys. I
For
mean, that
45 guys, we are power packed,
I'm
brother.
telling you. Sounds like there's something going on every weekend.
Yes, sir. It is. It literally is.
Yeah.
It literally is.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. What do you think is one of them that just excites you the most? Like, what really gets you fired up about the organization?
Well, I think for me, because I'm over the political committee, it's always refreshing to me when someone will leave our forum, and it happens every time, every single time. Someone will come up to me and they'll say, "Thank you. Thank you for providing an environment where I can come in and I can hear, I can see, I can listen, and I don't have to be in an environment with negative chatter, and I can get the information that I need to make a decision." In other words, our motto is a community equipped and who's informed is well equipped to make the right choice for them.
That's good.
And so for me, what excites me the most is, I'll never forget it, one time, this elderly lady, she came to one of our town hall meetings and she stopped me and she said, "Elder Brockman," she said, "keep doing what you're doing." She says, with all of the negativity that's going on the national level, with all the backbiting that's going on. And she says, for me to be able to walk into this environment
Mm-hmm.
and to be able to be in a non-combative situation, she said, this is so refreshing.
Mm.
And she says, I cannot thank you all enough.
Mm.
That's what excites me the most.
Man, I'm telling you, and that was my experience, and that's why I would implore anyone who's watching to
Yes.
definitely make one of these Kappa Coffeehouse
Absolutely.
forums, the town
Yes.
halls, because it's just what we need more of this in the world. We need
Yes.
more of this.
Absolutely.
There
I agree.
is. When things at the federal level, the biggest, presidencies, those type elections, they just get so nasty. They get so
Yeah.
political. They
They
get
do.
mudslinging.
Yes, sir.
And I think when that's modeled for us
Mhm.
as citizens,
Yes.
it bleeds down into our local elections and state
It
elections.
does.
And it's just unnecessary, right? Like, I'm never going to run into President Trump, right?
Mhm.
I am going to run into whoever I run against for the
Yes.
school board. I'm going to run
Yes.
into them at the grocery
Yes.
store, right?
Absolutely.
I have I still talk to Miss Catalina Hardiman. She ran against me in
Yes,
our
sir.
last
Yes.
election.
Mhm.
But we were able to sit down and talk and say,
Mhm.
hey, what are things you're seeing that need to happen in the school system, and talk to me. Like,
Yes.
if you would have been elected, what
Mhm.
would have what things would
Absolutely.
you be chasing after?
Mhm.
Let
Mhm.
me help advocate for
Yes.
those things,
Absolutely.
because it's not a left versus right. It's not a R versus a D. It is like a community of people who
Yes.
have to live together.
We have to live together.
And so let's get along. Let's do it right.
Mhm.
And when you come into an environment where
Mhm.
it's already political,
Yes.
and
it's
you're already
played.
thinking like
and contentious.
and contentious, and I'm
Yes.
coming to an event, and I'm going, there is no way
Mhm.
that these guys don't wind up talking about each other, or
Right.
they run each other down, that
Mhm.
it doesn't happen.
We got to learn how to lovingly disagree. I know
Right.
that's easier said than done, but you can disagree. It's how you disagree.
You don't have to be disagreeable.
There you go. Absolutely. There you hit the nail on the head. Yes, sir.
Well, our motto
Yes.
is the messy middle, right? Like, it's on our
I
mug.
love it. I love it.
We talk about this being the messy middle,
Yes.
because that's where decisions are made. That's where conversations happen. That's where you get the best solution, is when you get into the messiness of the middle, not
Yes.
over here on the far right or far left. You're just screaming at each other
That's
at that
right.
point.
That's right. You're making noise.
Yeah. So we
Yes.
want to get in the middle, and it's going to be a little bit messy. We don't have to be, we don't have to have uniformity.
Mhm.
We just want to have unity.
That's right. We
Right.
want to have that unity.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, I love it. All right, so
Mhm.
let's talk about, just for a second here, with the alumni group.
Mhm.
What would you like to see as like a legacy from your involvement? Let's say your involvement alone, Miss Elder Brockman.
Mhm.
The work that you've put into it.
Mhm.
What kind of legacy do you want to kind of leave to this community? And maybe that ties into like maybe what advice you might give to a young Black man who is maybe thinking about going to college or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want to do? How do you want to impact that next generation?
Well, I think for me, the legacy that I would like to leave is one of service
Mm-hmm.
and impact.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's real simple. Service to the point where you're willing to put the citizens first, to make sure that they are afforded every opportunity to be provided resources that can help better their lives,
Mhm.
right? And impact, so that we are, giving them information that can bring about change, a positive change.
Mhm.
So I think for me, that's the legacy that I want to leave
Mhm.
to the next generation. The advice I'd like to give to the next generation of young leaders, all young men,
Mhm.
not just African American young men, but all young men, is to find ways that you can be involved in your community.
Mhm.
Put your hands to the plow some
Mhm.
kind of way, and find a cause that you're passionate about.
Mhm.
Look at mentorship, so that you can always be bringing a younger generation, younger than you, up,
Mhm.
right? There's levels of mentorship, right? I mentor, and I have and I'm a mentee as well,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I mentor, and I have someone that's my mentor as well. So I think that we should always be looking at mentorship. And then lastly, we should be looking at civic responsibility. How can we be accountable and hold the elected officials accountable by showing up to meetings in the community so that we can be engaged, so we can hear, see, and know what's going on? And then lastly, in all of this, the aim is to be what I would call a solution agent. Instead of complaining and spending your energy complaining about a problem, then bring a solution to that problem. So I like, one of my favorite phrases is solution agent. If you're going to call me about a problem, then what is the solution to that problem? Don't call me about the problem if you haven't thought about the solution. And that's solution agent in quotation marks. So that right there would be my advice to the next generation.
I like it. We got plenty of problems, but what we need is some solutions.
Absolutely.
This episode is brought to you by Busy Bee Exterminators. Are you tired of bugs and mosquitoes? Then give Busy Bee a call. Busy Bee is locally owned and operated and takes great pride in hiring local technicians to service your home or your office. Personally, I've trusted Busy Bee to take care of unwanted pests for me the last 20 years here at Eastridge Church. Bug and mosquito season is right around the corner, so give Busy Bee a call today at 770-787-3718. That's 770-787-3718. Or you can get a quote online by going to busybeeexterminators.com. That's busy, B-I-Z-Z-Y, busybeeexterminators.com. A huge thanks to Busy Bee for sponsoring this episode.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, Elder Brockman, it has been a pleasure to have this conversation.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your wisdom.
Absolutely.
But thank you for your service. I really appreciate what you and your organization does for this community, both Rockdale and Newton. You said you wanted to leave a lasting impression, and I think that's what's happening. I think you guys are moving the needle in this community.
Yes,
and I just want to say, from I feel like I'm in the same heartbeat with you.
Yes.
And so I just love it. Love what you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much for what you do.
Yes, we can't thank you enough. We are just so humbled that the community has embraced us, and we count it a privilege to be able to serve our citizens in Rockdale and Newton County. So it has been my honor to be here with you today. And we just thank the citizens of Newton County and Rockdale County for allowing us to be of service to you.
That's awesome.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll see you at the next coffee house.
All right.
All right.
Thank
See
you,
man.
All right. Thank you.